Hello world. Hello world. Look, welcome back to my channel. My name is BizMatik. Call me Biz. You can call me Biz. You know what's crazy? I'm an overthinker. I overthink everything. This is actually my second channel. I have another channel where I do music reviews, and that's the thing people tell me all the time. Whoa, you be getting into some deep stuff. Pause. But this is shower thoughts that blow my mind, man. And I'm a daydreamer too, so let's see if any of these thoughts came to my mind. All right, look, if you enjoy this content, hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment to let me know how you feel about it. Don't be scared to show love. It's cool. Let's go ahead and watch.
So I made this video on the English language last year. I double checked, and yep, it's still weird. Like, when you scratch something out of your notes, you're just noting to yourself that that note no longer needs to be noted. And like, why do horrible and horrific mean the same thing, but terrible and terrific mean the opposite?
Oh, I need
to
to
make
watch
matters
that video.
worse, the phrase "this blows" and "this sucks" are both opposite and identical at the same time. A lot of our phrases don't even make that much sense to begin with.
Oh, that's
Slow
a
and steady
fact.
wins the race works for a lot of things actually, but the one thing it doesn't actually work in is in an actual race. Being on thin ice with someone is mostly a bad thing, but breaking the ice is usually a good thing. People usually put "gone but not forgotten" on their tombstones, but for most people, after like 3 or 4 generations, that's really just not true at all. If anything is possible, then isn't it possible that some things are impossible? In the same way, I guess, when people say we're not perfect, doesn't that make us perfect at not being perfect? I'm just gonna confuse myself if I keep going. Why do we have fingertips but not toe tips? Like we can tiptoe but we can't finger tip? You also don't really know how the word red is red, unless it's red. And the more I light my lighter, the lighter my lighter gets until it's too light to light. The word separate is written all together, but the words altogether are written separately. Extraordinary and extraordinary are antonyms. You know, it's crazy what a single space can do. But remember, every single time you press the spacebar, there are 6 million other people pressing it at the same exact time as you are. Speaking of space, in the last Shower Thoughts video, I mentioned reality television. I double checked this too, and yeah, it still sucks. But don't you think a really good show would be flying flat earthers into space and watching them react to it? Sure, it'd be expensive now, but in like 20 years, maybe not so much. If you made it to space, congratulations. You're casually floating around in the void. Now if you just randomly started peeing, you would actually cause an acceleration. It'd work the same way that a rocket does. This wouldn't work if you're dehydrated though. Drink your water. But even then, we don't buy water, we rent it. We use it, then return it, it's cleaned, and then sold back to you again. Life is crazy. In other water-related news, fire trucks are just water trucks. You know, shout out to water. Through condensation and precipitation, for almost 4 billion years, it's been traveling all around and throughout the planet, only to end up in my shower.
Yo, the craziest part about all this is a lot of this stuff, it just shows you how much we don't really think about the world around us and how little sense a lot of it make. A lot of it make very, very little sense. That's crazy. It's actually blowing my mind. Pause.
You know the deal by now. These are shower thoughts. Things have changed a lot over the course of history. There are people alive in their 90s that were born before the world's population hit 2 billion. When the world's oldest person, Kane Tanaka, was born 117 years ago, the global population was just 1.6 billion. In just one person's life, we've gone from 1.6 to 8 billion. Countries are constantly changing. The majority of superpower countries in the world have been around for thousands of years, and most of the cities in the world are probably older than the countries they're in. If you're 25, you've been alive for over 10% of the United States' history. That's kind of insane when you think about the position the country has gone through over the past 250 years. The good, the bad, and even the ugly. Okay, maybe a lot of ugly. Anyway, you know, they say it takes 10,000 hours to master a skill, but I've been alive for way more than 10,000 hours, and I've yet to master the skill of life. When you're a kid, you think adults somehow know everything and have their lives together. But once you grow up, you realize that many people genuinely have absolutely no clue what they're doing sometimes. Also, when growing up, you realize how absurd daily life is. We paid the zoo to look at a bunch of stolen property, most of us have dead bodies in our freezers, and your lap only really exists when you're sitting. When you stand up, it just becomes your legs again. I don't make the rules, okay? Life is frustrating, and something that's been frustrating me lately more than usual is that we have wireless chargers that are actually more restricting than just normal wired chargers. It's fine though, no one is texting me anyway. Most of the time, having the last word in an argument means you've won, but if that argument is over text, getting left on red kinda feels like you've lost. Oh, and by the way, if you didn't know, your fingers don't have muscles in them. Whenever you move your fingers, your palm and forearm are doing 99% of the work. Your handwriting is actually just your hand's accent, so I guess slurring your words when you speak is just talking in cursive. Remember though, you don't get paid on how hard you work. You get paid on how hard you are to replace.
Oh my God, that is the truth. That is the truth. That's why your employer don't give a fuck about you. They don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care. You know how I know they don't care, bro? They're just gonna replace your ass. They'll be like, man, you're such a great worker. We hate to fire you, but you're fired. You feel me? They don't care, because think about it. If everyone, and that's why it's so necessary to have a specific skill, you know. That's why it's necessary to be great at something. That's why it's necessary. I would say to put your life in your own hands, your success in your own hands, because if you think, because a lot of people's thinking is this, right? I'm going to go to this company, I'm going to work my way up. Good luck. If there's only one supervisor and then that supervisor got another supervisor, or let's say there's a lead, there's a manager, there's a supervisor to that manager, and then there's only one of each of those things, and the company have hundreds, if not thousands of employees, you think you gonna come in and, I have never seen somebody rise I've been working forever. I have never seen somebody rise up and become that person. The most I've seen somebody do is become lead. And I seen this one lady become a supervisor, but I think it was by default because the supervisor had quit. So, and she was the lead. She already knew all the computer stuff. She already knew how everything was happening. So they moved her up. But besides that, I'm just saying, go learn something. Go get educated. If not by school, go get educated somehow, especially now that we got the internet and all that. Go learn something.
Life isn't fair, but at least we're trying, right? Birth certificates are usually the first participation award people get in life. It's kind of weird welcoming a child into the world, since they've already been here as long as everything else has, just in a different form of matter. I guess it's just like celebrating the temporary collection of atoms that make you, you. Wow, I think I actually just described birthdays, what? Death certificates are pretty much like saying thanks for playing. We pass the anniversary of our death every year without knowing. Who knows, it could even be today. Death is a movie. Nightmares are just the trailers. They say that life flashes before your eyes when you die. So what if every time you blink, you're actually just taking screenshots to show yourself before you die? The last person in your friend group will go to all of your funerals, but no one will go to theirs. Don't feel sad though. This just means that they're the last friend to hatch their skeleton. Most video games prevent you from sleeping when danger is nearby. Think about that the next time you can't fall asleep at night for no reason. Remember everyone, if you can't sleep, just know that if you lay down with enough force, you'll fall asleep instantly. Are you scared of heights? A lot of people are, and miss out on things like parachuting. But there's no reason to worry. If your parachute doesn't open, you have the rest of your life to fix it. You're not afraid of falling, you're just afraid of hitting the ground. You don't really know that you've forgotten something until you can't remember it. Think about how many things you've actually forgotten. Oh, wait, you can't.
Exactly.
But speaking of forgetting things, the center of gravity is the letter V, and it's pointing down. And I couldn't fix that parachute. You're a murderer, you know that, right? You've murdered trillions of bacteria in the shower. Fun fact, cannibalism can solve both the issues of overpopulation and world hunger at the same time. 2 birds with 1 stone. Alright, so plastic dinosaurs are made of plastic, and plastic is made of oil. And oil comes from fossil fuels, from actual dinosaurs. So technically, dinosaurs never left, we're just turning them into plastic.
Yeah!
We've always been told that an asteroid killed the dinosaurs. But what if the asteroid was just a spaceship, and we're the aliens. Take me to your leader is just the alien version of let me speak to your manager. For some reason, we've been pretty much branding aliens as Karens all along. We've been looking for extraterrestrial life for decades, but we can't really find anything. Most of us just completely dismiss UFO abduction stories because, well, they're usually insane and made up. An animal who was captured from the wild and studied by human biologists would probably tell the same story. Because of this, life is seen as rare. But think about it, the rarest animals on Earth might not actually be rare, they might just be really good at hiding from us. It's the same principle. Now that I mention it, the principle of YouTube itself is interesting to say the least. It feels like whoever you're watching is talking directly to you and you never think anything of it. But in reality, I'm here in my room by myself, talking to myself. I'm lonely. Everyone loves to comment first like they're proving something, but if you really want to be special, being last is a lot more impressive. I can understand it though. The first person to do anything is usually the one that's remembered for it. But since we don't remember pretty much anything from when we were babies, can you even remember the first time you started gaining consciousness? Maybe that's exactly what our first memory really is. You really have zero idea of when you were born, you just take everyone else's word for it. Fruit, just like humans, have belly buttons where they were plucked from, and your belly button is technically just your old mouth. So now that I think about it, the fruit we grow is essentially eating away at the sun, every single day, and we eat that fruit, so in a sense, the sun doesn't really taste that bad. I know, that can be a lot to take in, so just relax for a second. But wait, if you're laying on an open field, that kinda makes the entire earth your backpack. So you're pretty much carrying the weight of the world. People usually say things like, I'm 6 feet tall, but that's only when you're standing. If you're laying down, you're 6 feet long. So technically, tall people sleep longer. When you hug someone, so like once a year for most of us, they're the closest person in front of you. But at the same time, they're also the furthest person on Earth behind you. I know, it's sad. But hey, you've survived 100% of the things you've ever encountered in life. You're undefeated. Every person you know knows a different version of you. It's like you're a video game and everyone you know is at different save points. The only thing is, you're the only one who can finish it. But remember, the person you see in the mirror and the voice you hear in your own head is not the same person that the rest of the world sees and hears. The only person who truly knows you is yourself, and you don't even know yourself that well. You've forgotten most days of your life, just as everyone else has, and you'll continue to forget. So for now, for the time being, even if the world is falling apart, just try and remember the good. And by the way, the letter W definitely starts with a D.
Facts. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, he was dropping bars. I wonder how long it took him to research that, cause that was a lot. That was a lot. Damn. That's crazy. The thing about death is true. I guess that's why people always want to do something that means something in life, you know? Like, I guess that's the big thing about like wanting to be a superstar, wanting everybody to remember you, to know your existence, you know? Well, they'll just call you a narcissist now, but I think everybody's a narcissist to a certain degree. Like, if you're somebody who who really want to make something out of yourself, somebody's gonna call you a narcissist, like that, because that word is just being misused. But yo, that was crazy. The thing about YouTube, I felt attacked. Yo, so many crazy facts. Yo, you know what's crazy? I bet, how many views this video got? 2.8 million views. Yo, I bet everyone is like, damn, let me read some of these comments. Imagine marrying this guy. You'll be the smartest, dumbest, strange, coolest, knowledgeable, but clueless person in the world. Yeah, a lot. Some of it was kind of like if you lay on your back, the world becomes your backpack. Now you got the weight of the world on you. It's not really, because the world's not really on you if you're laying on it. But a lot of it was kind of wordplay. He was just playing with words. But because I don't know if you see my face for some of them, I'm like, come on, that's a stretch. But a lot of it is like, damn, for real, nobody really knows you. I guess you could say your parents, but they don't, man, because you hide so much shit from your parents. you hide so much shit from your parents, man. I don't know. That damn. I don't know, gang. As somebody who be talking a lot, and who's always thinking. Some of this stuff had me really thinking. Yo, that's why you gotta live your life now, man. Fuck all that other shit. Look, if you made it this far, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Let me know how you feel about this in the comment section below. Was he on point, or was he just like chatting, throwing shit out there? Let me know. All right, hit that subscribe button. I'll see y'all in the next one, and guess what? You better beat up. Peace.